Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
You're
Okay,
on.
I
You have
was
a question
calling
for us?
because I just wanted to make a few comments just to share my perspective.
Okay.
Um, I coach women uh, part time, and it's a disaster. But not only is it a disaster from their side, it's also the quality of men and women has gone down
Hmm.
drastically. And I think they're promoting, being overweight is healthy. Um, it's like I don't know what's going on exactly, but people have bought some kind of Kool-Aid that's out in the media. And you're correct for being straight up with them, but people don't really want to hear. Does that make sense? They don't want to know
Well,
the truth.
well, we know that people like to have a victim mindset when it comes to life. It's everybody else's fault but their own, right? Like I'm fat because of whatever, right? Like it's like like
Right.
I can't do anything about it because I'm big boned, or they'll come up with some reason that
Right.
they have a thyroid imbalance or something like that. No, just move more, eat better. It's not complicated. So, people want to hit like the fringes, like we see all the it's everywhere on the internet today, on Twitter, like everywhere. It's like I stand with whatever's trending, hashtag this, flag that, rainbow this, butterfly that. And then you have biological men with their junk still competing with women in swimming, right? And it's like, am I the only one that looks at this and goes, this is nuts? So yeah, things are a little weird out there. It's not like, you're preaching to anybody that's never heard it before. You're preaching to the choir. Did you have a question too, or was it just kind of like a share because you're dealing with? So, what kind of women do you coach? Like, do you coach them for dating? Like, is it life coaching? What do you do exactly?
It's mostly through narcissistic abuse
Okay.
recovery, basically. And so, sure, you're basically traumatized after that. But even the people, look, a lot of people carry trauma.
Hmm.
Even if it's minute, they carry it with them in those relationships. And red flags is actually what I teach because I feel like if you know red flags, you're just not going to get burned.
Hmm.
But the thing is that no one human just has one red flag. They usually have tons of red flags, and you're either going to see them right away or it's going to take a little bit of time and you're going to see them.
Hmm.
So the point is when these guys or the females, when they see red flags, like if you see one, realistically, it should be a deal breaker. That's it.
So, like, what's an example of a red flag for a
Yeah,
man?
like what's a common one that you see?
You can tell the manipulation. So a lot of times, let's say if they have some type of plans for a date, the woman will change it. She'll change it.
Hmm.
Um, and then if he goes along with it, in my opinion, she's already stating how the relationship's going to go down. And if
Yeah, there's
he
no
doesn't
doubt.
stop it right away, she's going to lead that relationship.
You know what's funny
A
about
lot of
that,
times, yes.
Anastasia? If I were to
Yeah.
say that exact same thing in a video on my channel,
Yeah.
the woke feminist mob would come in and just fucking destroy it because I'm a dude telling other dudes that. But when a woman says that, you know what? Belchko, clip this one. Let's see what we get out of this. I have a clips channel, so I'm gonna see what happens with this little bit here. But
Rich, that's
Can I
like,
say something?
oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
go
Okay.
ahead, go ahead.
So they would destroy you, but they do destroy me too.
Oh yeah.
So I do have, I haven't been on it lately because I had someone close to me passed away. So I took a little break. However, when I have posted certain videos, they come after me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't understand really what valuing yourself, respecting yourself means. They don't understand that. And they think being half naked, twerking, um, whatever else the hell that they do, they think that that actually means that they are empowered. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, sis, you have no clue what being empowered is. And it's definitely not that.
How old are you, Anastasia?
A 47.
Okay, so I mean, like you've seen a lot.
I've seen a lot.
You, you've been doing this for a while.
Fairly new at it.
Let me ask you a question. I haven't
Yeah.
noticed a trend where women under about 28, 30, late 20s, 30s, where they're self-aware about this. Like, you could have this conversation with a 23-year-old. Do you think she'd hear it?
Maybe 10%.
Right.
Very few. It just really depends on the parents. So the people are just having babies, and emotionally unstable people keep having children. That's the root cause, right?
Yeah, the dumb people are out fucking the smart people. There's no question about that. I'm pretty sure that Joe Rogan's got a joke about that somewhere.
Yeah. So I mean, I have a lot to say about it, but the problem though too that I've heard from men, their perspective is that women in that age group, they'll be going on dates and the girl will be taking selfies without him, but like at the restaurant, maybe it's got a cool background.
Red flag. Yeah, red flag. It's an absolute no. It's like, put down your phone, we're on a date. And if you can't do that, you just leave. Just pay for your shit and leave and just get up and walk away. Have some fucking dignity, guys. Like, why do you tolerate that nonsense? Anyway.
Why do they? Yeah.
Because they don't have better options. That's why, to your earlier point where you're saying, both men and women are failing today. Men are weak, soft, soy. I mean, there's men walking around with female breast tissue, right? Like, it's like men are not men anymore. So that's why when I'm talking to these guys and I'm like, dude, lift weights, go learn how to make money, be captivating, have interesting hobbies sort of thing. Like, if you can just do that, you're basically in the top 10% of men. That's it. That's like take a shower, clean your dick when you're in the shower.
You're right.
Basic
Work
shit.
out, smell good. Smell good. When you walk by, she will notice you.
Be competent, know where you're going. If you get a flat tire, know how to change it, right? Basic stuff.
So attractive. And then when that lady called in, though, also that, I don't know, I wasn't vibing with her tone. She was taking too long. I know I'm being critical, but I'm getting to a point. She's talking about like the woman's going to help her man, but then that doesn't necessarily make him alpha. That doesn't necessarily make me then look up to him and be amazed by him. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Do you guys have anything for Anastasia before we move on?
I've got a couple. On that last point, one thing I've noticed with American girls, because I was in New York for about a week, I'm back in Mexico, and you notice the culture differences immediately, just getting on and off the airplane. I noticed, like, especially in like more of those like liberal kind of coastal type cities, the women will do things like that, but she kind of looks around like, look at me, like I'm doing what a woman should do. And as a guy, I can feel it's disingenuous. So that's one thing. Going back to your point about the girl trying to change the date, a lot of them do that, and a lot of guys in the space will say, "Oh, that's a shit test." But for me, that's a leading indicator of where she's trying to put you on her roster. So you very early, you have to completely steamroll over that thing. Or if she insists, do something like, "Hey, you know what? You knew the plan. Let me know when you're actually free," and then usually you'll never hear back, or she'll drop it immediately in that moment, and then everything's smooth sailing from there.
It's interesting. Like a lot of guys today would say something like, all right, fine, I'll do Thursday instead of Tuesday, but you're buying drinks now, right? And, when you do that, a lot of the women, especially the younger ones, when they have a lot of options, they're like, no. They'll just, like kind of move on past it, right? So they don't, like, nobody's holding these women accountable that are behaving badly because men don't know how to do it anymore, is what the problem is.
And a lot of times I'll see that they don't demonstrate good behavior until like there's been like a series of things, like a series of dates or hookups or outings or whatever, and then when they start to get into like more of that relational frame, then they'll start stepping up and then demonstrating those good behaviors. But again, if you look at the leading indicators, like early in the conversation, and save your conversations and do this, you'll know initially where she was trying to put you, and that's probably where she's going to try to position you, even once the veil gets dropped after she gets what she wants, which in this scenario would be the commitment.
Yeah.
Anastasia,
yes.
to your earlier point, I'm from Europe originally, and what I see here, and I've railed to the guys several times about it. I said most guys are looking forward to the upcoming weekend, and they're going to consume tons of cheap beer and crap food and yell at sports on TV, and that's it. They're not putting any additional value into their lives, and none of that's attractive to women.
So I was born in America, but my background is Greek. So yes, I feel like pure Americans, especially like women, I do see a trend. I actually say things that rub a lot of women the wrong way because I feel like American women care more about their nails than they do about their weight, their skin, their mindset, you know what I mean? And their money. So they'll be literally morbidly obese walking around, but their nails are just on point. But not European women. They care about their skin. They like to, when they leave their house, they look nice. They're put together. And I feel like American women, slobs. I mean,
that's
Uggs,
that's still a part of like European culture though, right? Like American culture is still quite a bit different than, European. Even for a woman like you that's born in America but Greek, I mean, your yaya would have basically instilled values and certain, like, feminine behaviors in you from a child, right? Because of the old sort of country sort of thing. So a lot of it has to do with like nature nurture sort of stuff too.
Anastasia, who's your typical client? Like what age range?
I would honestly say
I can tell
around
you.
late 30s, early
Tiffany
40s,
face.
but I do have 20 something year olds, and they tolerate a lot. They
What do you,
tolerate a lot, the 20 something year olds.
what
What
do
do
you
they
mean by that?
tolerate?
A lot of horrible behavior.
Can you give us an
Um,
example?
For example,
I don't know, maybe that's what you call the plate. I'm not really sure what the plate means. I just found you recently, but I like your vibe. I like your perspective. Um,
Meaning
you know,
like he doesn't want to be
what's your
exclusive
secret?
with her or what?
it's not that I can see red flags miles away, and because of what I've been through also, I feel like I can smell like a control freak. And I feel like men also, even when you guys are, even before your date, realistically, if you pay attention, you can even see from the banter on text, or if it's on a dating website or something, you can tell kind of where it's going to go. You can see if she has vitality, if she's interesting. If it's only for
There's
looks, that
energy or emotion in the conversation, and it goes up and down, and you
a,
can kind of
a
predict where it's
thousand
going
Let,
based on
let,
percent.
where it's
let's
been.
let's Moff keep going on
I'm
this.
trying to drill down because we're not getting to the point here. I'm trying to ask when you say like red flags. I need like I'm looking for like a concrete example. So like, what are these 20 something women putting up with by? And I don't know. Are these generally younger men they're dating? Are these older men that they're dating? And what exactly are we talking about here? Like, what is an example of a red flag, and then why is that a red flag?
uh, they're usually the same age. They already have shown behaviors of, talking poorly to them, standing them up for like a date. Um, what else? Like making them pay for something. I just think that's why would you make that person pay? It depends what you're
Because
looking
guys
for.
have been told for years now that men and women are equal, right? And
It's such bullshit. Yeah.
well, that's
Hmm.
what they've been told, right? I mean, like, like a guy like me, if I
Your
go out on a
senator.
date, the card goes down, it's always going to work. It's made out of gold or platinum or some shit like that, and she doesn't have to pay for anything, right? That's the way that most guys roll that are put together that are high value. But when you get these kids that are hearing all their lives like men and women are equal, women have like hit the pay gap and you have to fucking it's like, okay, so they start thinking, well, I'll buy my drink and she'll buy her drink, and that's the way it's supposed to be, right?
It's weird. They're actually expecting the women now to take care of them, like as a first date,
But
if that makes
you want to
sense.
know something that's really funny, Anastasia? This all
Huh.
comes from toxic feminism. This is all like the
I
narrative
agree.
that women
I
have been
agree.
like blurting about, like, we're equal, we're the same. And clearly we're not, because when you put a biological male in a women's swimming competition, he destroys them. In the men's category, he's like rank 400, right? Men and women are not the same, right? So,
They're not the same. And
yeah,
those
so
women though, those women, I'm sorry to interrupt you, that promote that, just so you know, deep down, their feeling is, look how worthy I am and I'm going to show you. That's
well,
all that
Those are
that's
your
about.
clients, aren't they?
no, I'll tell you what it is.
No, not those girls.
It's these toxic feminists
Or
actually
you
hate
both.
pretty girls, right?
Yeah,
Because
they
they
do
don't
hate
look
pretty
anything like
girls.
them. Like, as long as
Hmm.
you're overweight and you embrace your fat acceptance, then you're part of their club. But if you don't, and you look good in a bikini, then they shame them. They say, "Oh, that's objectifying women." That's objectifying women, but putting a fat Tess Holiday on the cover of Cosmopolitan, she looks like a freaking sausage, right? Like the clothing is so tight you can see everything,
It's true. And
right?
How are
even
you?
I put myself together, and I usually like I have some makeup on. I'm put together.
You want to
Even
know how
that.
we fix this, Anastasia?
How?
You're not going to like it, but all the girls got to get together and march on Parliament Hill and start, asking for masculine men and feminine women. It's going to start with a whole bunch of law changes that aren't going to serve the female primary social order, like family law, for example, right? We just lost her. Oh, she's still there. No, we
Yeah.
lost.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
It's 50.
We lost 50. Yeah, so like it's got to start with something like that, because guys can't enact any kind of change in this, right? That's really the long-term solution. That's how it gets fixed.
I just wanted to ask one other question.
Sure.
In what way are you helping these women reconcile at 38, 39, 40 that the men that they generally are going after are not going after them and they don't want them, essentially?
Do you mind repeating that? I don't know if I understand that.
So generally women that are 38, 39, 40 that are reaching that age, a common thing that they're being told is go get your degrees, go make your money, go be the CEO. And then once you do that and you're successful and you've reached the pinnacle, there's going to be a line of high value, rich, handsome men that are going to be looking to get down on one knee. And that's typically not the case.
That's a lie.
How much are you seeing that, and how are you helping that? How are you helping these women reconcile that?
I'm actually very real with them. And, I only attract a certain type of client as well, because I'm not going to sugarcoat things, and it doesn't feel good. But as long as if you can get through that point and you can accept it, you know what I mean? You can get to the other side, and it is much prettier than this side. But a lot of women at that age, just so you know, they either become desperate, and then they end up with like a beta male, unhappy, etc., fill in the blank. Or a lot of them then feel like they wasted their life on that. They don't have eggs anymore. They're trying to freeze their eggs. And they go through this process of, it's almost like you're mourning that time that you lost. It happens with a lot of women between 40 and 50. Like, where did the time go? What have I really accomplished? Like, because here I am alone. You know what I mean?
Where do they usually waste the time in your experience?
Trying to get their degrees and an extra degree at their job. Also, the time in the bars and the girls' trips and all of that stuff.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. The parties and the degrees.
Yeah. The parties and the degrees. Yeah.
Look, I've been saying this for years, ladies. If you're to listen to us in your 20s, you wouldn't have these problems in your 30s and 40s.
It's sad because then they think that the handsome, stud that's got it going on is going to go for them. And it's
they want nothing to do with them. They want the younger, hotter, tighter, fresher version. They don't want some like used up 40-year-old with 3 degrees. We don't care about your degrees, ladies. We can't do anything with them.
And conversely, the younger, hotter girls want guys that have their S together and that lean more into the masculine type category. So like I've always noticed like feminism's kind of an S test for women too. Like you never meet a hot girl that has those beliefs in her head. Like she might loosely have them because the professor spouted them off one time, but like no women that are decent, that have decent SMV actually believe those things. And ones that do, like when they meet a guy like me or like Moff or like Rich, they let go of it pretty quickly because there's like, it's just not happening. That does not fly in my household.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got to start to wrap it up. So I'm going to let you go. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Thanks for hopping in and sharing your thoughts. Hey guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that short clip. If you did, consider supporting the creation of content by checking out my supplement line. Pinned in the top comment below of this video in the comments, there's a link to the unpluggedalpha.com/shop. When you click through, you'll be able to land over here, and the entire lineup is broken down by category that it performs best in: estrogen metabolism, fat burning, your foundational essentials for health, immune health, performance, and testosterone support. If you check out with coupon code ALPHA10, you'll get 10% off on your first order. There's also the option to use the subscribe and save model, where regular shipments will be sent over to you on a regular basis, and that gives you a little bit of a discount, and your supplement facts are always broken down over here. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day. And again, check out that link. It's pinned in the top comment below in this video. Peace out.